Hey everyone, my name's Amit. One thing you need to know about me is I love planning trips. That is my role in the friend group. I'm the one that has the spreadsheet with all the itineraries, the backup itinerary, when everyone's flights land, where we're staying. But I want to tell you a little bit about one of the hardest trips I had to plan, and that was to Patagonia. And so the reason this trip was so cumbersome was because of how vast the area is, how remote it is, how many activities you have to choose from, but then also the need to book them well in advance. So I hope that by the end of this presentation, you'll see that all the effort was certainly worth it. Well, traveling to the other end of the globe, me and my friend decided, you know what, why don't we make a quick pit stop and cross another item off of our bucket list? So we headed to Lima, Peru, and from there we went to Cusco. From Cusco, we took a bus to a train to a shuttle to go to the ancient city of Machu Picchu, where we were greeted with this giant cloud. Our efforts were rewarded with a little bit of patience because once those clouds cleared, we got to see one of the wonders of the world. Now, from Cusco back to Lima, layover in Santiago, and we got finally to our first of the four cities that we use as our home bases for our adventures, Punta Arenas. So you can get to all four of these cities by bus. We chose to rent a car because of flexibility and comfort. We did have to take a bus from Punta Arenas up to Puerto Natales because there were no automatic cars left in Punta Arenas. So we figured, you know what, for the sake of our friendship, let's not try to learn a stick shift in a foreign country in a remote region. So we took the bus, got the car from there. Those two are on the Chilean side, and then up here is the Argentinian side, so El Calafate and then El Chalten. Now you're probably wondering, what do all these sub bullets mean? Let's dive right into those. So starting with Torres del Paine National Park, it's about an hour, hour and a half away from Puerto Natales by car or bus. A lot of the people that we met at our hostel were taking that bus, but with our car, we just rolled right in. Here's a map of the park. It's a lot, but let me walk you through it. So the main trails make the W. It's 50 miles if you backpack all of it, or if you can do the O trail, which is this end over here, it's 85 total miles. The only ways to the trail are this green path right here, or this black road, and then you need to take a ferry across to start right here. There's a lot going on this map, so let me simplify it with this one. There's your W. There's that ferry at the bottom again. And these little tents represent refugios, so you have to book those well in advance. They vary from campgrounds to tents to cabins. It all just depends from site to site. But that is your only option if you want to stay within the park overnight. And then there are three main segments to the W. You've got the towers up here. You've got Mirador Botanico in this little valley here. And then you've got Gray Glacier over here. And we did all of this as day hikes, which I'll kind of go through now. So first day, the towers. So starts near Las Torres, Hotel Las Torres. It's about $800 a night. We did not stay there. We stayed in a hostel close to the park for ease of access and a middle of the road option. It's a total of 13 miles today on this day. Halfway through, we stopped at one of the refugios for lunch, some water. We met some people there that in subsequent days, we got to see them passing through again. So even though it's a large it's very remote. The trails are really easy to find, and everyone's kind of got the same itinerary, just different days, different directions. So it's a really nice way to kind of shrink the park down, just seeing some familiar faces throughout the day.
The main highlight of this trail, the towers. This picture does not do it any justice. We got there, we sat there for 3 hours just taking in the view. So that was our first part of the W. Next day, Mirador Britannico, a little bit more involved. We did this over 2 days, 13 miles on the first, 5 on the second. The reason for that is because we needed to take the ferry to get across the starting point. We would not have been able to do all of this and make it back in time for the last ferry. So we decided to stay in the park one night. We walked from the landing point at Pine Grande up the middle, past French Valley with this glacier right here. At the end, we got to Mirador Britannico. So these two viewpoints right here. So 360 peaks all
Camp Francis. The tent was already set up. They had bathrooms, toilets, beer, food at a very expensive price, but they were there, and it was a great place for hikers to kind of recover after a full day of adventure. And then in the morning, we got up, returned to the boat for the last 5 miles, and then we went back to our hostel. So here's a couple pictures from our hostel. This alpaca walked right by. You can see the sun setting behind the towers. We had done 2 of the 3 legs of the W. We were ready to do the last portion and see the viewpoint of Great Glacier. However, here's the thing about southern Patagonia. The weather can change very abruptly, and unfortunately, the winds were too strong, as you can see by this meter right here. Obviously, I was fine, but the boats were not able to cross the lake, and were not able to do Great Glacier. Um, this is where some flexibility comes in really handy. We had some extra days to mess around with, and we ended up doing some of the shorter trails. And you can see one trail ends with a bunch of clouds. On a different day, you hike up to this Mirador Condor, and you see the whole mountain range in clear and really clear visibility. So every day is really different in southern Patagonia. Having completed the Chilean part of Patagonia, we were ready to go to Argentina. However, we hit a couple bumps on the way out of the park, like a lot of bumps. Uh, so yeah, the roads are not finished there. We hit, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. But instead of this path here, we had to go back down to Puerto Natales. The rental car company gave us another automatic car. Had to wait a couple hours to get that taken care of, and then we were on our way through the border. There is nothing here. It is just straight roads as far as you can see. No police, no speed limits. I was incorrectly converting kilometers to miles. Somehow we were getting faster and faster to our destination. So 160 divided by 2 is not 80 miles an hour. It's like 100. Unintentional error on my part. But we did get to our destination of El Calafate. Took the next day to really just explore the town, walk around, see the shops, have some of the coffee, try some of the local meats, much needed beer after that adventure the day before. And then we got to see some flamingos and other native birds at some boardwalks at the edge of town. The next day, we were ready for our next adventure onto Perito Moreno Glacier. There's 2 ways you can do the glacier trek here. We opted for the longer one because we thought, when will we potentially be on a glacier again? So let's just go for it. And really glad we did, because we got to go further onto the ice field, see more rivers, ice caves, drink from that melted ice water. And really, at a certain point, you just get to a point where ice is just everywhere. Outside of the treks, there are some boardwalks where you can see the glacier from afar. I was very lucky. I was just filming and caught that on my phone. But it is truly just a massive, massive glacier field. Our last stop was El Chalten. I'll spare you this map, but this is the hiking capital of the world. So the reason I'm sharing you this map here is I want to show you the network of trails that are just all from this small little town. And so we made friends in that town as well. We'd all kind of go off, do our different little hikes, come back for dinner and drinks in the town afterwards. We chose to do Laguna de los Tres, which is to the lake at the base of this mountain, which is the inspiration for the Patagonia logo. And then we did a sunrise to Mirador de los Condors, and I'll show you those pictures. So here's the longer hike, beautiful, beautiful trail. And then this one just for sunrise. We chose a shorter distance so we didn't have to wake up as early. One of the people that we met woke up at 1 a.m. so they could see the sunrise with this trail. So again, choose your adventure, but a lot of different options to go to from there. Now, time to go home. We had to take the 8.5-hour journey from El Chalten back to where we started. We did it over 2 days. One thing to note, the only gas is here, 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 and then this little remote dot here. Full tank, get here to get a little bit more gas just in case. They are sold out for the day. So the margin of error has suddenly shrunk, very, very small. I was not speeding that time. We did not have the air conditioning on. We were able to make it quite safely to Puerto Natales. But again, you just have to be prepared when you're in Patagonia. And the really cool thing about this town, Punta Arenas, is it is just so close to the southernmost city in the world. We saw so many people stopping on their way to Antarctica. I hope to one day return there to complete that bucket list item, hopefully as well. But all in all, that's the trip. A couple things to consider, but I'll just wrap up with the picture of these berries. So these are the Calafate berries. They're native to the region. Legend has it that if a traveler eats these, they are destined to return to Patagonia. So, of course, I had my fair share of those. And in a way, that legend came true tonight as I got to revisit Patagonia thanks to your attentiveness. So, thank you very much.